Views and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to Outdoors People with me, CW Getz, and her, Maya Marzaki. Good evening. It's Wednesday, May 3rd, 2023. We've got a sunny, very sunny, 62 degree Fahrenheit, but windy day here in north central Illinois. That would equate to 17 degrees Celsius, kids, in the everyone else in the free world. That's the United States. The only weirdos that go by Fahrenheit. What's your weather in Sao Paulo, Brazil?
So it is a lovely day of fall with 26 degrees Celsius and means for you guys, United States, 79 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's perfect. I mean, that is the perfect
just
weather.
Perfect.
And you will be here in 3 weeks experiencing some of our Midwestern crazy weather. You excited about that trip coming here? We're going to do a broadcast in Minnesota.
Oh, yeah. I'm very excited. Like, I can't sleep right now.
That's pretty exciting.
I'm just so excited. Yeah, to see you, to see your place.
Yeah.
It'll be awesome. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it. And likewise. Yeah, we'll be testing out our new multi-camera television setup.
We have
7 cameras. Yeah, 7 cameras.
Yeah, we have many news.
And we'll be able to launch a small aircraft from our location. I'm joking. I don't know. It's a lot. I'm trying to learn just half of what's going on, and it's really overwhelming. And I have to mention you weren't with us last week. You were feeling a little under the weather. You feeling okay now? A little better?
Oh, yes, I'm better. Yes, I'm trying to handle the Brazilian fall, 79 degrees.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
For me.
I feel really terribly for you. I tell you, man. Nice
So,
going.
yes, but I'm feeling better. I hope my voice is better as well.
Well, I'm glad to hear you're feeling absolutely. So hope you continue to feel good. So, yep. Well, tonight's episode of Outdoors People is brought to you by Rutabaga Paddle Sports, providing time on the water.
By Campground Views, making camping easier.
By Duluth Pack, made in the USA since 1882.
And by Jackson Kayak, pursuing joy through paddle sports.
Tonight's episode is California skateboarder and world traveler Valerie LaForge with our special guest, Valerie LaForge. 26-year-old Masters of Science and Business Management graduate, former semi-pro soccer player, surfer, and skateboarder Valerie LaForge grew up on an 80-acre ranch in Sebastopol, California, about an hour north of San Francisco. Her childhood was spent riding horses, climbing trees, and being barefoot. Valerie played soccer at St. Mary's College of California, where she studied sociology and justice, community, and leadership, earning her master's degree in business management. While in college, she completed Marine Officer Candidate School in Quantico, Virginia, graduating first in over 400 others in physical fitness. During her master's program, Valerie traveled to Japan, Philippines, Australia, New Zealand, Mexico, Indonesia, and Costa Rica, learning to surf in the Philippines. While in New Zealand, she played on a semi-pro soccer team and coincidentally discovered and fell in love with skateboarding. Valerie continues to travel the world, skateboarding, surfing, enjoying life, and sharing her experiences as a world-traveling adventurous. And with that, welcome to the show, Val.
Thank you so much for having me. Wow.
Glad to have you here. And I love that. You are just Val. I'm like that. It's like Sting or Cher. Or like
my favorite name.
I love that. So what's your weather like there in California?
It looks like it's maybe like 65, 70. It's sunny, but it's super windy out there.
Yeah. Well, you're just a little warmer than we're having 80s here. I think starting tomorrow, we're going to have
I wish it was 80s here. I just got back from Costa Rica where it was like 80, 85, and I'm freezing my ass off over
Yeah,
here.
I'll bet you are. It's a little bit of an adjustment, isn't it, when you come back?
Yeah.
And you said, we were talking a little backstage before the show, you said it never rains in California, or it does?
It definitely rains in California. They've been lying to everyone.
Oh boy, see how they were, those hippies from the 70s, man. Yeah, see how they are.
I'm waiting
And
for summer.
I heard it's been raining very much actually this beginning of the year, right?
Yeah, I've luckily kind of missed most of the rain. I was in Costa Rica and traveling a lot, but it's been raining too much. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
I think that's good you are traveling though.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what was it like growing up on a ranch in California?
Yeah. So I grew up on my dad has like an 80-acre ranch farm, and it's about an hour north of San Francisco in a really small town called Occidental. Our address is Sebastopol, but it's like 5 minutes from this little town called Occidental. And yeah, I guess growing up, I didn't realize how amazing it was until I left. And I was like, oh my God, I literally grew up in like the most beautiful part of California. Yeah, we have like tons of redwood trees. I grew up with horses and motorcycles, and we have like a huge pond at our house. So we'd go fishing and swimming in the summers.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was honestly the best experience.
What kind of
You
horses did
grew
you have?
up. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go
What
ahead,
was-
Meg. Go ahead.
No, it was just a little comment. I'm sorry. Like she grew up in a really outdoor environment.
You also did?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm
Nice.
talking about you. Like sounds like really nice and outdoors
Oh yeah,
with
totally.
animals and.
Oh my God. We had pigs, donkeys, horses, chickens, like pretty much every
Really?
animal you can think of.
You had the whole farm.
We had the whole farm, not at one time. Like it was like we had a pig, then we had like a donkey and a horse, and then like a whole bunch of chickens, and
Oh,
then
that's cool.
I had goats at one point.
Now, these were all
But
your
yeah.
pets?
Yeah, pets.
That's cool. Everybody
Yeah,
had a
we had-
name.
Mhm. Yeah,
That's so
Miss
cool.
Piggy, Miss
That's
Piggy.
so
But yeah, my
silly
parents.
question. Go ahead.
My parents definitely encouraged us to like go outside. If we ever got in trouble, they would just kind of like lock us outside and be like, go play outside, like have fun. And we'd be like, no.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah,
Love it.
we didn't really have TV or anything, so it was all just about like getting outside. And
Really?
Yeah.
So your parents did that as a choice? They said, hey, no TV. You guys go outside and
yeah, we didn't have cable. We had a TV so we could watch like VHS once in a while, but we didn't have any like cable TV. So yeah, they definitely did that as a choice.
And that's so cool. Do you think that maybe you were better off because of that a little bit?
Oh my God, 100%.
Oh, wow.
But I definitely all the kids would be talking about like TV shows in school, and I would just sit there like, I don't know what they're talking about.
What language they are talking about?
Literally, that was the sad part. But I learned how to like make, trees, like swings and tree forts and all that kind of stuff.
A lot of stuff they didn't have a clue about.
Exactly.
Yeah. Where you felt left out of the television sitcom conversation. You're like, yeah, you guys know how to make a tree house, huh? Yeah. Right.
Exactly, right? Like, can you guys ride a horse bareback?
All right, stupid question. I'm going to ask you two things. What kind of horses did you raise, and what kind of motorcycles did you ride? Because I did that.
So my brothers, this was like a constant battle between me and my brothers, as they all rode motorcycles and I had a horse.
Oh.
And what kind of motorcycles they had, honestly, I couldn't tell you. Really fast ones. They love to go fast, and we have tons of like motorcycle horse trails at our house.
Yeah.
So they would be riding their motorcycles and I would be riding my horse.
And I'm guessing to say you probably had races between the motorcycles and the horses.
Not really.
No.
My horses were not super big fans of the motorcycles. But we always talked about it. It was a constant battle of like, I bet I can beat you on this trail ride, because like if there's trees in the road or something, like I could jump over it with my horse, but they couldn't with the motorcycle. Yeah, that was my argument.
Oh, I like that. I like to jump this, guys. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: what drew you to try surfing and then skateboarding, and Incidentally, what made you fall in love with skateboarding?
Yeah, that is like gonna be a long answer because
Go for it.
I never intended to like start skating or surfing. It just kind of happened naturally. So I'm gonna tell you the backstory.
Yeah.
But I grew up playing soccer and I actually got a scholarship to play college soccer. And in college, I met one of my best friends, my roommate, who's from New Zealand. And so, long story short, after I graduated college, I was like, I'm done with college. I just spent 4.5 years studying. I got my bachelor's, I got my master's. Like, I worked a corporate job for a while. And then I was like, I want to travel and I don't want to work. I just want to like adventure, experience, explore, like discover new cultures, new people. And so I finished my master's program in Japan and we did a whole like market expansion strategy with some Japanese company. And so I was already over there for a month. I was over there for like a month and a half. And then after that, I just started traveling. So I went to the Philippines. In the Philippines, I learned how to surf while I was teaching English on this like tiny little island with like some of the best waves in the Philippines. Like it was like the most epic place ever. So that's where I learned how to surf. And it was honestly, surfing was like the hardest thing I've ever learned in my life. Like
Oh, wow.
I still couldn't surf even after like months and months of surfing. But after that, I met this friend who was like, come travel in Australia with me. And I was like, okay. So we got a car in Australia and like traveled the whole East Coast, like living out of our car, surfing, just like totally living that lifestyle. And then I got a call from, or maybe it was a text from my friend in New Zealand who was like, come visit me in New Zealand and like play on our semi-pro team. She was super, like way more into soccer than me. And like I was kind of over it. I'd played for like 15 or 16 years and I was just ready to be done. But she wanted to play professionally. And so she had a semi-pro team she was playing with and they kind of needed a center back, which is the position I played in college.
Mhm.
And so I ended up going to New Zealand, getting a van in New Zealand also, and like living out of my van at the soccer academy.
I love
And
it.
I would like, I would like train with them. I would live there. I would help cook food like for the other people living there. It was like a whole exchange thing. And then a couple of the girls on the women's team were skateboarders. And so they would always be like, Val, come skate with us, come skate with us. And I would turn them down because I was like, I can't get hurt. Like, I don't know how to skate. That's scary. I remember as a kid, I tried to skate and I would just fall off. And it was like, I never had fun with it.
Yeah.
It always was way more challenging than what I could handle at the time. But I eventually said yes. And I was like, okay, I'm down to learn skateboarding. And so we went to this little neighborhood and we just like all pushed around on our skateboards. And like that same day is actually the day that the girls asked, or they told me to follow Girl Swirl on Instagram. And I was like, what's Girl Swirl? And I looked up Girl Swirl and I was like, oh my God, this is like the coolest the coolest group of chicks I've ever seen. It was like 9 girls who were like all so beautiful and like dressed so cool. And they just like skate around and like, it always looked like they were having so much fun. So I followed them on Instagram. And the next day after this, I went and bought my first skateboard, which was a Carver.
Oh, wow.
Because I was already like learning how to surf. So it kind of made sense to get a surf skateboard, which also helps improve your surfing. And yeah, Carver was like Girl Swirl's main sponsor, which is also like insane. And that's like how I was introduced to skateboarding. Every single day after that, I would skate. I was so addicted. I would get up early in the morning and like go to the skate parks before anyone was there. And like, I would literally have dreams about like power sliding and like doing turns in the bowl. And it became like my, I don't know, like my muse. I was just so in love with it. But yeah, I fell in love with skateboarding and I actually started messaging Girl Swirl on Instagram and was like, I love you guys so much. You guys are so awesome. Like, blah, blah, blah. And then they started messaging me back. And I was like, oh my God. Like,
Now you're somebody. Yeah.
exactly. I was like, what? They're responding to me? Like, these girls are the coolest girls I've ever seen. And like, they're responding to me. And so that's kind of how I got introduced to Girl Swirl also.
Very cool.
So now you are the cool girl one.
I'm still learning. But yeah, it's been such a journey. Like, I couldn't have made up this whole plan even if I wanted to. Like, all the pieces that fell into place in order for me to like, you know, get into skateboarding, get into surfing, like end up here in Venice Beach. It's really a dream.
Yeah. Sounds like it was all meant to be.
Right? I really think so.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yes, totally. I can totally tell in your smile and your eyes.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't know if I told you guys this already in the story yet, but I'm actually Girl Swirl's first sponsored team rider.
Wow.
So not only were they like the biggest inspiration in my skate journey, but they actually like, we created such a close friendship that they like wanted me to be one of their team riders. So now I'm living in Venice Beach, helping organize and host group skates and like teaching girls how to skate and just like helping lead this global skate movement, which is amazing. It's so amazing.
Yes, that's very, very cool. Thanks for sharing with us.
Yeah.
We are going to talk more about that. So don't go away. We will be right back after these messages.
A few years ago, someone asked Rutabaga's owner, Darren Bush, "Hey, how long have you guys been selling boats?" Darren replied, "Well, we don't sell boats. We sell time on the water." Of course, that comes in all types. We help people paddle more safely with Rutabaga outdoor programs. We rent canoes, kayaks, and stand-up paddleboards. We sell and install racks to get you from home to adventure. Rutabaga's got everything you need to get you out on the water, like paddles, life jackets, dry bags, and clothing. Rutabaga Paddle Sports, on the web at rutabaga.com. Mention you saw this ad on The Camping Show.
It is time to go camping. Introducing Campground View's virtual tours. You can tour the campground, see the sites, see if they are available, and click to book your perfect spot. Hit the open road and explore the amazing places found in nature. We make it easy to discover, find, and book your site so that you can go have the fun and freedom you seek. Campground View's virtual tours make it easy and simple for you to see where you are going.
Duluth Pack is handcrafted for every lifestyle, making memories since 1882. In store at 365 Canal Park Drive or online at duluthpack.com.
We're one big family, a community of paddlers, and we want to make sure that everyone has a great time out on the water.
We are made right here in Sparta, Tennessee, USA.
This is where every Jackson kayak is born. Built by hand with a focus on innovation.
We are Jackson Kayak.
We are
Jackson Kayak.
We're Jackson Kayak.
We are Jackson Kayak.
And we're back with our guest, Valerie LaForge. Valerie, tell us about your experience playing semi-pro soccer. Tell us a little bit more about that when you were in New Zealand.
Yeah, so I was playing at an academy in New Zealand called Olay, and they were more like a men's team. So they were training men to play professionally in other countries, like all over Europe. But they started a women's team, and so I was playing on the women's team over there. And yeah, it was amazing. I loved all the girls. The training was good. I spent a lot of time training on the men's side also, just because the women's side wasn't as developed yet. So yeah, the girls on the team were all training to be pro soccer players or play on the New Zealand national team.
And how long were you on the team then, doing something?
So that's the thing, is I was only on the team for a couple months before I found skating and
Now, did a lot of the people you played with, did they end up turning pro?
Yeah, a lot of them are on the New Zealand national team.
Wow. Nice.
But I did, during COVID, I got an offer to play professional in Australia on a team over there. But it was like right at the start of COVID, and I had no idea what was going to happen. So that ended up not going through, but I'm so happy it didn't go through because I probably wouldn't be skating as much as I am.
Big money. Did you turn down like millions and stuff like that, or what?
Oh my God. Yeah. Millions. Women's soccer.
She turns down the Lamborghini just to
right.
skateboard. I love it.
Oh my God. I wish I was that good. No, maybe if I dedicated my whole life to playing soccer, but
like, what do those guys make over there just a year? I mean, like in US dollars, you have any kind of an idea?
Where in other countries?
Well, like in Australia, you said you got
I don't think they honestly make so much.
Oh, really?
Probably, yeah. I mean, professional women's soccer is the biggest in the US.
Okay. So here's where the big money's at, right here.
Yeah, totally. For women's soccer.
No offers for women's in America yet, though. Still waiting for that call. I understand.
Soccer was definitely something I was really good at growing up, but it was never my full passion. I was like, yes, this is it. It was kind of just what I loved to do at the time. And then because I got a scholarship to play in college, that was my ticket to free education.
Isn't it funny how that happens sometimes, where you may be really, really good at something, but you're like, yeah, I really don't love it though. Sometimes.
Yeah, totally.
You're like going, thanks God. What is that?
Right? No, that I agree. Yeah.
That's so true. I was professional in a swim, but I didn't like that, so I just stopped it.
Right? Yeah, it's some things just aren't that fun.
Yeah. So you said that before, but I wish you explain us better. What is the Girl Swirl?
Yeah. So Girl Swirl is a woman-founded skate collective that was created in Venice Beach, California by 9 amazing women who are now some of my closest friends. But Lucy is the CEO and co-founder, creator of Girl Swirl. And they basically just all started skating around the same time, but felt like they didn't have a community to skate with. And they didn't see many girls at the skate park, and they just were a little bit shy and nervous to get into it. So they started their own skate community, and they started skating together every week and traveling to skate and just empowering other women through skateboarding. And so it's grown so much over the last 5 years. We've actually opened chapters in New York City, San Diego, Portugal. Whoa. I think there's one in Paris. They're opening one soon in Mexico City, I believe, and hopefully Australia soon.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's worldwide, man. So you guys, it's grown to this huge thing from when you first
oh my God.
With these. Now, do you guys do international trips yourself? Do you go hey, we're going to go to France and we're going to skate there for 2 weeks?
Not yet. Eventually, that's the dream. We want to travel and host group skates and teach people how to skate.
Yeah.
But we're so focused on building out these chapters and really nurturing this community here in Venice also. But eventually, we would love to do that.
So now, do you do I mean, these aren't just, and I don't know what you call them, not skating. Is it bowl skating? What do you call it?
Yeah, you call it bowl skating or transition skating.
Is it just that, or do you take off on roads? By the way, your last video, which I thought was very cool, and the music I told you, I think it's great.
Thank you.
You do that sort of thing. You just cruise down the road or something with that?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, skateboarding is such a good form of transportation. I can skate miles and miles and miles so quickly, especially if you're living in Venice or LA. I can skate to Santa Monica, or I can skate to Culver City, or kind of wherever. But I really do love bowl skating. It reminds me a lot of surfing and just the feeling of flow. And the community at the skate parks is also a really fun community to be a part of. So just being at the skate park is an experience in itself. But also lately I've gotten into street skating. So I like to skate like rails, most like super small rails, curves. I've been learning how to do kick flips and like shove-its and pop shove-its and like more street style rather than surf skate style.
Yeah, and that's a different language to my end. You know that.
Yeah.
I love that you mentioned that though, because that is cool. We want to know about that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you mentioned surf skating,
Mhm.
and we did an episode on surf skating, and I believe that was in Australia, if I'm right. I think I could be wrong.
Oh no, the guy was from Panama.
Panama. Okay, that's right. Panama surf skate. Which we didn't know. I didn't know anything about surf skating. I think maybe you did, Maya. But it's interesting. Do you now when you're going down these roads, and of course not in the bowl skating, but down the roads, is that what you're using mostly as a surf skateboard?
Totally. Yeah, always.
Yeah.
It's just surf skating is so much easier to turn and to carve, and the wheels are so big and thick that you can go over rocks and stuff. Whereas like a street skating style board has smaller wheels, and the trucks are a lot tighter, so it's harder to turn.
And in ways that emulates surfing, am I right?
Totally.
Yeah, that's kind of the whole idea.
Absolutely.
Really
A lot of professional surfers actually use surf skateboards to train their turns and stuff. Like I'm pretty sure the whole US surf team is sponsored by Carver, and they use Carver skateboards like before all their sessions.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Valerie, what advice would you offer those who, speaking of world traveling, what advice would you offer those who desire to travel and, experience the world as you have, but haven't yet done so?
Oh my God. That is such a big question.
Well, we loaded it up just for you, Val.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I'm like, I have so much advice. If you want like practical advice, you got to save.
What are you telling people that are going, I want to do it, and someday I'm going to, but you know how that goes. What do you do?
Like,
I mean, what would you do?
Do it. Like, just go. What I did is I found a place that I wanted to go, or I found something that was like drawing me there, like surfing in the Philippines, for example. I went to the Philippines and I just figured it out once I got there. So just have like a starting point and go for it. And it's like your experience is only as much as you're like open to it. So if you're going with like an open mind and an open heart and just like ready for experience and ready for learning, then you're going to have the most amazing time. I always recommend people to like go travel alone. You get such a richer, deeper experience when you're traveling by yourself. Getting to like make your own decisions and getting to make your own group of friends and like just really do what sets your heart on fire. And also when you're traveling alone, you really get to know yourself on a different, deeper level, and also you make so many meaningful connections, and you just get to experience the culture in such a new way.
I would venture to say a lot of people get a little paranoid about traveling alone. They're like, well, when I don't have anybody to go with. And those are probably the same people that go, I have to have everything planned out before I leave.
Yeah. See,
and what do you say to that, Val?
Just let it go.
I say then stay home, dude.
Because if you wait till the perfect time, you're never gonna go, right?
Well,
and everything is in order.
Really, the like excitement of traveling for me is like the newness, the adventure. Like if I had everything planned out, it would be such a different experience.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get to know all the locals. I wouldn't get to like, walk around with my backpack looking for a hostel. Like I love those experiences of just like, I don't know where I'm staying tonight, but I know it's going to work out.
Yeah.
And I don't think everyone can live like that, but I think that's
But if you have that mindset, that's really what you're saying, the best way to go about it. I love it.
Yeah.
For me, yes.
Yeah.
But I feel like what you look for in trips when you are traveling by yourself, it is exactly what scares people.
Yeah.
So be alone, make connections.
Totally.
Like people are afraid of that.
Totally. And I was too. Like when I first started traveling, I was like so scared to travel alone and to meet people. And it's like, it's
really.
It's really, yeah, for sure. I wasn't always like, woohoo, go travel solo. But the reason I'm recommending it is because I learned so much about myself and what I want and like the path that my life is going just from being by myself, from being in uncomfortable situations, from like testing the limits, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like that's
Yeah.
where we grow, is in the unknown. And
Absolutely. I would agree with that 100%.
Mhm.
Great
Yeah, me
advice.
too. And you cannot wait to for someone else live your life and your dreams, right? So just go for it.
Exactly.
And
Like, if that's your life and your dream, then absolutely go for it.
just do it up.
Yeah, but I don't think it's for everyone. Like, not everyone, not everyone's dream is to go travel the world and
Yeah.
surf and skate. But like
Yeah.
for the people who that is their dream, it's so doable and it's like achievable. And if I could give any practical advice, it would be to work, save your money, and then go, so that you don't have to work while you're traveling.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's another good call.
one way that I was able to save a lot of money while I was traveling is I didn't drink alcohol and I didn't eat out. And I feel like if you don't do those two things, you can travel forever.
Those are two expensive things right there.
Exactly.
And it's just a little bit of
Exactly.
discipline goes a long way, right?
Exactly. Like, I was able to travel a year after college on like the money that I had made during college,
Wow.
like that's
incredible. Yeah. You should be very proud of yourself for that. Yeah.
Yes. And how many countries have you visited?
Honestly, I don't know if I've counted. I don't think it's that many though. I've been to Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, Philippines, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, Mexico, and Indonesia. So 8.
That's a good start.
It sure is. More than I've been to.
8 countries, but I tend to go back to the same countries because I love this idea of community. So I love going back to places I've already been and really just like enriching that community and like building those friendships. So I've been to the Philippines like 3 times. I've been to Mexico probably like 10 times. Costa Rica 3 times.
And
it's nice when you got a context or context there that you just you established that already. That's very cool.
Totally.
And about that, tell us about your most recent trip to Costa Rica.
Oh yeah. So Girl Swirl started hosting retreats. So we're doing surf skate retreats in Costa Rica right now, which is like the actual dream. Like, we're going to Costa Rica. Me and a couple other team riders are teaching skateboarding, and then the locals there are teaching the surfing. And so, yeah, I got to go spend 3 weeks in Costa Rica, surfing warm water, amazing waves, skating like private jungle parks, and drinking coconuts every day and smoothies and like.
Some of us were a little jealous watching your video. Just.
I mean, I know I'm watching my video being like, take me back.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So we have some pictures and videos to look up, but after these little breaks. So don't go away. We will be back with more after these messages.
A few years ago, someone asked Rutabaga's owner, Darren Bush, "Hey, how long have you guys been selling boats?" Darren replied, "We don't sell boats. We sell time on the water." Of course, that comes in all types. We help people paddle more safely with Rutabaga outdoor programs. We rent canoes, kayaks, and stand-up paddleboards. We sell and install racks to get you from home to adventure. Rutubaga's got everything you need to get you out on the water, like paddles, life jackets, dry bags, and clothing. Rutabaga Paddle Sports, on the web at rutabaga.com. Mention you saw this ad on The Camping Show.
It is time to go camping. Introducing Campground View's virtual tours. You can tour the campground, see the sights, see if they are available, and click to book your perfect spot. Hit the open road and explore the amazing places found in nature. We make it easy to discover, find, and book your site so that you can go have the fun and freedom you seek. Campground View's virtual tours make it easy and simple for you to see where you are going.
Duluth Pack is handcrafted for every lifestyle, making memories since 1882. In store at 365 Canal Park Drive or online at duluthpack.com.
We're one big family, a community of paddlers, and we want to make sure that everyone has a great time out on the water.
We are made right here in Sparta, Tennessee, USA.
This is where every Jackson kayak is born. Built by hand with a focus on innovation.
We are Jackson Kayak.
We are
Jackson Kayak.
We're Jackson Kayak.
We are Jackson Kayak.
All right, we're back with Valerie LaForge here on Outdoors People. We've got some photos and some videos, as Maya mentioned, that Val sent to us. Let's take a look at each of those and let's see what we got.
My favorite part.
Yeah, what are we looking at here, Val? Where is this at, by the way?
Yeah, so this was taken in Venice Beach. That's one of our Girl Swirl Carver skateboards. And yeah, that we were on a shoot for Cariuma, one of our sponsors.
I love that board. And honestly, when I grew up, 100 years ago, that was the designs that you'd see everywhere. And I still miss that stuff. And it's cool to see that's back, man. So,
yeah. A lot of our inspiration is taken from like the 70s. And so a lot of our designs reflect that.
Love it.
Yeah.
Right down my alley. There we go.
Yeah, this photo is super rad. One of my friends was shooting a Carver commercial. It wasn't really a commercial. It was more like a project. But we went out to the desert skate ranch. And yeah, if you go on YouTube, there's actually a whole video called Desert Swell. And it's like, I think 3 minutes of me and a pro surfer just skating all around.
What's that called again?
It's called Desert Swell.
Desert Swell. Interesting.
Yeah, and it's a Carver video.
On YouTube, you said.
Yeah.
Great.
This is actually my first photo ever skating Venice Skate Park. And that was like a year and a half before I ever moved to Venice. So I love this photo so much.
Yeah. I have to ask you something. Seeing you in this photo and so close to the top, and actually, I'm not going to give one of your videos away, but maybe I will when I say this. It was damn close one time when I saw I heard the skate wheel go over the top. What happens when you wipe out? Do you just like slide and scrape yourself up all the way down that bowl?
Yeah, I try not to fall so much.
Yeah, right.
I don't even have that problem. But
I see no knee pads, no elbow, and nothing. And you're
yeah, you kind of just gotta tuck and roll.
Wow.
Yeah.
I bet that hurts when you do.
And hope you don't fall, or have the confidence that you're not going to fall because you've practiced what you're doing so many times.
I like that.
Yeah. There you go.
This is a photo of me from when I played soccer at St. Mary's College, which is in the East Bay, in a little town called Moraga.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Beautiful picture.
I can see you being a pro soccer player. I'm sorry, I can.
Yeah.
You look
for so long. For sure. This is probably my most proud photo ever taken of myself.
Yeah.
This is me receiving my fitness award. I graduated number 1 out of 400 or more people in physical fitness at Marine Officer Candidate School in Quantico, Virginia. And that is Colonel Nethercott. So she's like the freaking badass colonel of the Marine Corps.
That is an amazing photo. And
right?
You do that part very well.
Thank you. Yeah, that was an intense moment in my life.
I can imagine.
This is a picture of me surfing at San Onofre, which is one of the best longboarding waves in Southern California, in my opinion. And it kind of looks like Hawaii when you're there. You can see the palm trees on the beach in the back.
Isn't the water cold there? Because when I was in California and I was on Venice Beach, I know that's not but it was cold. The water was really cold.
The water is very cold here, especially compared to Costa Rica.
Yeah, my God.
Yeah, you have to wear a wetsuit for sure.
Mm-hmm.
This is an epic photo that one of my friends took in Baja, in a little town called Cerritos. And yeah, there's like a whole rock that goes out into the water. And so my friend is standing on that rock taking this photo. And I'm out there surfing a wave storm, which is, most people would say, is like a beginner board. But I love surfing the wave storm on pretty much any type of wave because you can't break it.
That looks like a magazine cover. I mean, honestly.
Right? It looks like I was photoshopped in there.
Yeah.
It absolutely does. Like in the Hawaii 5-0, the beginning.
Right? The water is just perfect. Oh my gosh, the color is just so beautiful.
Yeah, I love that shot so much.
It's awesome. All right.
There we go.
Yeah, we got some videos coming.
There's a lot of front side.
Nice. Those are excellent. Yeah. Love it.
I can definitely join your life in the best way.
Yes.
It's so nice to see you.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, those are, wow. I'm like smiling over here, like watching myself. I'm like, damn, that was fun.
There you go. And the thing is, I when your skate wheels go over the top of that edge, man, I'm telling you, I'm just like, that's it. I'm done. I'm cooked. I'm going down this freaking
Right?
concrete bowl of terror.
You can't think too much about it. Like, you just gotta go for it. And when I was first learning front side carves, I never intended to hit the coping. It just naturally happened because I was skating so quickly that if I didn't hit the coping, I was going out of the bowl. So it kind of, it was.
I'm telling you,
too excited.
I would have scabs all over my body if it were me. That's just how I am.
Yeah,
I'd be wrapped up like a football player, with all these pads.
Yeah. It's a lot
really
of
not
practice.
cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. And where can people go to follow you on social media?
Yeah, so my Instagram is Valerie LaForge.
All right, you gotta have to spell that for us.
I know. I always forget if it's okay. VALALAFORGE. So my first name's Val and my last name's LaForge, and my middle name's Angeline.
Oh, wow.
So that's why it's Val A, and then it's like Lala Forge.
I love that. And you know what? Everybody who watches the show gets the luxury of having a visual aid here, but for our podcast people, they won't see this, so that's why we have you.
Okay.
You have a tricky one. Yeah, yeah, that's tricky. We were just trying to be funny for you, difficult.
And hit me up on Instagram. Send me a message if you need any travel advice or skate advice or like best places to go in Mexico.
Oh, very cool. Appreciate that. Well, Valerie, thank you for being our guest here on Outdoors People. It was absolutely a pleasure having you here with us, and you're a lovely young lady, and you got a great future ahead of you, I'm sure.
Oh, thank you so much. Take care, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here and share your story with us. And we'd also like to thank each of our sponsors for bringing you tonight's show. Rutabaga Pedal Sports, Campground Views, Duluth Pack, and Jackson Kayak.
Be sure to tune in for next week's episode, Truckin' USA, with our special guest, Dave Prokes. Until then, for Maya Marzaki, this is CW Getz saying, thanks for tuning in to Outdoors People. See you next week.
Ciao.